is so effing predictable, and the consequences are so clear that you have to wonder if any of these people are awake, or are they such hardened cynics dedicated to the stream of campaign contribution that comes from big pharma and big retail, that they are simply unwilling, that their souls are so corrupted that they are unwilling to do anything for any one of the patients that are in this room right now today.
Yes. That is exactly correct.
Okay.
It is the money. It is the money.
Yeah.
The people who will make money on cannabis now are the entrepreneurs who believe in the plant. The people who are going to make money on cannabis in 10 years are the people who already have money and are making more money.
Right.
And then in that time there will be a switch in that, however long it takes. Once the rich people are making more money, then you're going to be in that phase where they'll be willing to put donations into campaigns and this and that and the other. But they're trading money for favors and favors for money.
Right.
And it goes back and forth in between these wealthy to-do businesses and these politicians who need money for their campaigns. Without, Pfizer, there's a lot of things we wouldn't have. Pfizer's not a great company. I try to avoid pharmaceuticals, but there are a lot of things that they create that people really need.
I'm a middle-aged guy. You don't have to tell me that.
Oh.
Sorry.
No comment. But yeah, once we're past that and the politicians are able to say, okay, so 60, 70, 80% of my constituents support marijuana, and there's this company that is, profiting in the millions, and they can contribute to my campaign. Then that's when marijuana gets to trade with the favors and the money.
Right.
But it's all going to get there. It's not like anything stays out of that unless we stop campaign contributions. It's only a matter of time before marijuana money is trading.
Right.
But hopefully we're asking for favors that are better for the environment and the community and society than the favors that other companies might be asking for, like the banks and the pharmaceuticals.
Right. So someday we could actually, though, maybe consider, maybe just once a year, let's do something because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Just once.
I can see it happening at some point in the future. I can see it happening.
So what, in terms of cultural cliches and bias, how much of that is a daily challenge for your business?
Oh, I get the opposite. I get you smoke weed? You don't look like you smoke weed. You don't look like a stoner. Are your dreads under your hair? Are you wearing a wig? Where's your hippie skirt? No. I wear, blazers or cardigans and sandals and heels, and I don't have the stereotypical look. I don't. I'm not comfortable like that, so that's not me.
Right.
Not that there's anything wrong with it. I love the hippies. No denying it. I love them. I just don't look like them. And I think that it's important that more people who don't look the role are stepping out into the light.
You mean kind of like middle-aged white guys?
No, I mean established, well-educated black men. I mean mothers. I mean business owners. I mean representatives. I mean governors. I mean these people who you look at and you go, oh, they don't smoke weed. And yes, they do. Yes, they do. They go home every night or every Saturday or whenever they have a headache or whenever their foot hurts, and they use cannabis. And they're going to BS you. They are going to BS you, but they probably do.
I remember years ago, I'll tell the Reader's Digest version of the story. I used to work in Manhattan. I was on Park Avenue, and I had 2 tickets, back-to-back nights, Madison Square Garden, the Grateful Dead.
Nice.
And I waited, the first night I waited till after the show, after work, and waited about an hour, made sure everyone had got home, tiptoed into the men's room, changed into concert-appropriate attire. Went down to Park Avenue and proceeded to wait an hour and a half until I realized that there was no taxi on Park Avenue that would ever pick me up. So the second night, I'm a smart guy. The second night, put my stuff into a backpack, actually into a briefcase, go down to Madison Square Garden behind Penn Station. Now, imagine this. I'm wearing literally a Brooks Brothers suit.
Beautiful.
I was a yuppie. I missed that time. But all right. So I sneak into the back.
Please, you're still wearing a baby blue polo.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
What do you miss?
So I sneak into Penn Station because if anyone, my friends, saw me, I'd never hear the end of it. So slowly, I think of John Belushi in the Animal House, tiptoeing, right? Just being a stealthy kind of guy. I sneak into the men's room, which is huge, probably as big as this hall, and underneath Penn Station. And to change into concert-appropriate attire. And all of a sudden I looked up, and there were a couple of thousand men in business suits changing into tie-dye, which says we are everywhere.
Everywhere.
we are still the guys who go into the middle of a party and take off the record and put on the Grateful Dead album.
Yes. It's true. It's true. I know very few people who say absolutely no. I mean, I know some.
And they lie.
I know some people who say no. I know a woman who's in her... Donors running around with sticks between their legs might be unsafe.
Oh my! So if you're looking to work at a compassion center, you're really one of the primary sources to go to, so that you can really address all the issues on a professional level.
Yeah. The two biggest things are knowing the regulations and not accidentally getting your company shut down. That's a big one, because then you're not just losing your job, you're you're having a bunch of people lose their jobs.
Right.
And then the second most important thing is patient education. So if you work in a dispensary and you're in the patient-facing side of a compassion center or RMD in Massachusetts or whatever it is, whatever you call it in your state, then you need to be able to teach patients coming in what titration is, how to moderate their dosage, what different methods of application do for different aspects, how it works within the body, what the endocannabinoid system is. You have to be able to teach them all these things. If you just really like pot and you're super interested and you just can't wait to give pot away to patients and sell pot, and grandma walks out of the dispensary with a 250 milligram brownie because she has Parkinson's and go home and eat the whole thing because nobody told her not to,
Right.
She will never use cannabis again.
Right.
She will be terrified. It will not be a good experience, and she will not come back. And that is, A, not helping the patient, not helping with their medical issues, and B, not building a clientele for your company. Because patients, customers, whatever you want to call them, it's a clientele. You need to build relationships with people. You need them to be coming back. You need to be a profitable business. Or a nonprofit still needs to have money coming in so that they don't go under.
Mm-hmm. In terms of your funding, I mean, you consider this an entrepreneurial exercise.
Yeah.
You're completely self-funded.
We have a wonderful couple of benefactors who are just really invested in the education of cannabis and are taking care of the school, making sure we are up and running and have what we need. And we have over 200 students, so we're chugging along.
Now, on a political side, how? Because of the sensitive nature of what you do, and because that, in Massachusetts, politics are the ultimate contact sport. Are you guys wired into, you've got a new administration up there, the Baker administration, which would have
who we love. I want Charlie Baker to come and sit in on classes. I give him a whole curriculum for free. Absolutely.
Really?
I would do that for him. Charlie Baker is more than welcome to come and sit through the entire curriculum and take the exam entirely for Phil because he's cool.
Wow.
I wish he would.
Have you spoken to Gina Raimondo yet in Rhode Island? Actually, if there is a governor who's desperately in need of an intervention, and I say with all the kindness of the world, it would be Gina Raimondo, who is suffering from the need to think about it disease, need to think about it.
Oh, see, I think we need Chris Christie to come through, too. We can get Chris Christie to come through and take the classes. I think New Jersey would be in a much better place.
Yeah, Chris Christie needs a intervention as well. But
so to your original question, we are today having an activism, a lobby workshop and training on campus. And the NATIC representative is there today, participating, helping educate the students and the attendees of that seminar, and it was totally free, how to prepare yourselves to talk to your representative, how to prepare yourself to talk to your senators, and the points we need to make when we're going there. So we are absolutely connected into the the political machine of Massachusetts, and always trying to reach out further.
Right, because in a situation like this, it's so important to present a mature, on-point message.
Yes.
Because your opponents are just waiting for you. There are so many people now. And I know that Rhode Island. Ironically, I work in Watertown, but in Rhode Island, there are a lot of people who make their living perpetuating the same current existing. All these advocacy groups, all the anti-pot groups, all the folks that make a living monitoring and intervening in drug situations. I mean, they see legalization as a threat. And they see it as a financial threat to their funding. So you have to, the minute you lapse into any sort of stoneries, the minute you lapse into anything at all, that they are waiting to pounce on that.
Oh, yeah.
We've, here in Rhode Island, I'm not sure if you're familiar with something called PolitiFact, but PolitiFact is a national journalistic organization that when politicians make these pronouncements, they fact check them, basically. And twice, on local media, one individual has been failed PolitiFacts because they just make up studies as they go along.
Yeah.
And no one in the conventional media is willing to question them. The conventional media is so afraid of losing access to mainstream government that they're not willing to challenge it. And we always say if you're not analyzing, you're advertising for them, and if you're not advocating, you're advertising for them. So you as a particularly since there's so much legislation.
You're just going to go ahead and keep it.
Right.
And you're going to funnel it through this management company so that it looks legit. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good business model. You make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not the point.
Yeah, exactly. So now will you be expanding the school to other
Hopefully.
locations?
Absolutely. Hopefully that's the plan. Grow. Bigger.
Anything down here in Rhode Island you're looking at, or?
Probably we're going to go farther and then come back in. Probably, we have the whole nation to cover.
Right.
I mean, not enough schools out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, we probably diversify, stretch out a little bit, and then maybe smaller satellite campuses in the New England area. We'll see. There's a lot of different ideas. We're so not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
We're still, we got to pay off all of those investors first.
How many graduates do you have?
Just over 50.
Nice.
Yeah. And we have several that have had interviews with Massachusetts dispensaries, which is so exciting. We've had a couple back in Canada that are working. They actually came from Canada to take the courses and then went back to Canada and are working. Mm-hmm. We have some that have moved out west. We have some in Connecticut. We've got some in Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Vermont, like all over the place that are, looking for those jobs, and we're doing the best we can to help them.
Great. Well, thank you for coming on.
Oh, thank you for having me. I love internet radio. I can curse all I want. My Nana is so proud.
You've been listening to Kara Crabb Burnham. She is the school administrator. You don't remind me of Dean Wormer at all.
Am I too young for that one?
Animal House.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Is there a double secret probation at your school?
Yes. No.
She heads the Northeastern Institute of Cannabis, who has got would you call it a certificate program? Is that?
It's a certificate of competency.
Certificate of competency in areas revolving in and around the medical use of cannabis.
And the whole industry.
Really leading the way, leading the way towards education in the industry. Their website is instituteofcannabis.com, www. They are in Natick right now, but have plans to conquer the world. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I think we may have just convinced our own George Nasser from My Night Out